Hey guys, Dr. Kahu here and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to do a new what if, and that is what if Naruto awoken the Rinnegan, part 1. Now as usual guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you like my 1 hour videos, there is going to be a like goal, okay guys, for me to continue doing my 1 hour videos. So the like goal for the next part to come out is 500 likes. Hit the goal and I'll continue, so yeah. Thank you all for your support, and let's get into the new what if, okay guys? And that is, what if Naruto awoken the Rinnegan, part 1. Now let us begin. Now when it comes to this what if guys, I'm just going to state that this has heavily been inspired by one of my favourite what ifs that is no longer doing what ifs, and that is Anime X. He did what if Naruto had the Rinnegan. That's actually the first what if of his I watched. I watched all the series religiously and they are awesome, and there's not a time where I don't watch them. But yeah, so this what if is heavily influenced, but this is my own take, okay guys? So yeah, but anyway, this what if is going to start in Konoha, normally like in canon. Naruto's parents are still going to die, Naruto's still going to get half of the Nine Tails within him, and he's going to still live as an orphan. Yep, okay. But how Naruto obtains the Rinnegan, or by way how Naruto awakens the Rinnegan, shouldn't be possible, but it is for this what if, okay? What if? So, I hope you guys like it, and just to reiterate, this what if was heavily inspired by Anime X, so check out his original what if Naruto had Rinnegan, and you'll see the similarities, okay guys? But I hope I do okay with this. But anyway, I talked enough jibber jabber, let's get into this new what if, okay? So, let us begin. Now our story actually takes place around the time when Naruto is actually walking in the snow. He's walking in the snow in the village, and as he's walking through, as a normal kid looking down, everyone still hates Naruto. Everyone still looks down upon him, you know? And so he's just a sad little kid walking through Konoha in the snow. Until suddenly he sees these kids picking on this weird little girl. Naruto immediately goes to investigate, and then upon investigating, he sees these kids are mocking this girl because of his eyes. Now being Naruto as Naruto is, he rushes over to him and instantly jumps in and interferes. And he quickly states, "Hey you, leave that girl alone." And they look at Naruto and they go, "Well, what you gonna do, kid?" Naruto instantly, just like in canon, he pretty much interferes and does a failed shadow clone, to which it farts out and disappears. In doing so, they beat Naruto up badly. But this is when Naruto, he doesn't realize it, but this is when Naruto starts to make a change within himself. Within his body, something activates. Not right away, but something activates. Naruto's courage, his selflessness, the fact that he put himself in harm's way to save this little girl. Yep, something happened to Naruto. Well, not right away. And so from there, of course, Hinata falls in love with Naruto from that moment on, and Naruto is stupidly oblivious, okay? And so from here, Naruto's story is going to continue. However, this fire, this light within him is starting to burn ever so more brightly, grow and grow. And so as Naruto goes through his life, he still goes through the hardship of people hating him, looking down upon him, you know, but it doesn't faze him. He's Naruto. We all know Naruto. He's the man. Nah, he's sad. It's a really sad story, but you continue anyway. Naruto goes on a storyline the same exact way, all the way up to the point where he fails the Chunin exams, the Genin exams, or the entry to the academy. Sorry, I confused myself. Sorry, my bad. When he enters, when he fails again, my bad, Naruto walks around thinking what to do, and just like in canon, he gets manipulated by Mizuki, and he goes and steals the Scroll of Ceilings from the third Hokage. All of this goes the same, even the learning of the multi-shadow clone jutsu goes the same. However, something happens. Something happens to Naruto that changes just like it, or similar to the canon. However, the fire that has been growing since he awoken it as a kid has grown to its peak right now. As Naruto is standing, running, and hiding from Mizuki, and as Iruka saved him, Naruto's crying. The fire still burns within him, but Naruto doesn't know. He doesn't feel it. And as Iruka pulls his heart out and states that despite despite what he does, Naruto is as a fine shinobi. He's like he pretty much pulls his heart out on Naruto, and as Naruto reacts positively, just like a cannon, Naruto rushes and kicks Mizuki in the face to save Iruka. And as Naruto stands there, he's holding the scroll of sealings right in front of Iruka. But this is a different Naruto. Something snapped with the Naruto that kind of did happen, but did not happen in canon. Naruto looks at Mizuki with his normal blue eyes, but what ends up happening is a flow of chakra emits over his body. A blue type of flame chakra emits over his body, but it disappears instantly. It was the light that he built up as a kid, the chakra that he had when he built up as a kid. And as Naruto looks up, his eyes begin to shift, begin to change. And in an instant, his blue eyes turn into these purple rings, activating right across his eyes. Naruto sees the world instantly. Everything is just an instant shock to him, as if the world just went small to him. He could hear and see everything around him. His eyes see everything. It shocked Naruto. Iruka's like, what the? Mizuki's like, what the? They have no idea what's happening. Naruto looks right at Iruka, and Iruka looks at Naruto. When Naruto sees Iruka, he just sees all of Iruka's chakra pathways. He's like, what the? And it's freaking Naruto out. And by this time, this is going on with Naruto. Mizuki uses this time to get up and attack Naruto while Naruto's guard's down. And as he does so, he rushes at Naruto. Time for you to die, you damn demon fox! As Naruto pretty much kind of wakens out of his confusion, he looks right at Mizuki. He puts his hands up, and as he puts his hands up unintentionally, Naruto unintentionally performs a small version to the Almighty Push. It actually breaks the Demon Wind Shuriken that's in Mizuki's hands and blows it away, stabbing him to the shoulders, shooting Mizuki right across the area. It wasn't a big Almighty Push like Pain's one, but it was the first step. Mizuki's being crushed by trees, not dead, just in bad way, created on the ground. Naruto puts his hand down, and as he looks at his hand, he can't believe it. Iruka's looking at Naruto, and Naruto's looking at Iruka. Naruto's confused. They're both looking at each other, and Iruka thanks Naruto, but he's like, what the hell? He's looking at Naruto, he's like, this can't be. Those eyes. It's a mistake. And this is Iruka. He's just dumbfounded. And Naruto's like, Iruka Sensei, I don't know what's happening. And then Naruto closes his head, he looks at Iruka and he goes, Sensei? And he looks at Iruka and goes, yes, Naruto. Did you really mean what you said? Iruka smiles. He slowly gets up, he gives Naruto his headband and pats Naruto on the head. And he goes, yes, Naruto, I really did. Thank you for saving my life. Naruto looks at Iruka and he cries. Still having the Rinnegan activated, Iruka looks at Naruto, he's shocked, but he's quite proud of Naruto. Now, from there, the storyline really changes. When word gets spread right around Konoha that Naruto has some special eyes, some special ability he has, it spreads really fast around the village, you know? And the third Hokage, well, when the information is brought to the third Hokage, he instantly wants to speak to Naruto. So without hesitation, Naruto is brought to the third Hokage by Iruka. The third Hokage looks at Naruto and he sees Naruto's Rinnegan. And he's like, it is true. You do have the Rinnegan. And without hesitating, the third Hokage turns and he grabs a kunai, chucks it at Naruto. And this is Kid Naruto. Now, by this time, Naruto has acclimated to having, or adjusted to having the Rinnegan for a bit, but he didn't realize how much he actually adjusted. When the third Hokage threw the kunai at Naruto, to Naruto, when it got close to him, and when he reacted, it was like slow motion. Naruto moved his head, caught the kunai, and put the kunai down. He looked at it properly, and when the third Hokage saw Naruto react to it so fast, he shouldn't react to it like as a kid, as he is now. The third Hokage breathes a sigh of relief. Naruto goes, what if they had hit me, Lord Third? The third Hokage smiled, he goes, it wouldn't have. Kakashi was right there. Kakashi stood right there by Naruto. And when Naruto looks at Kakashi, he sees behind the bandage something unique. Something is closing, chakra going towards his eye. But Naruto looks at it and looks super inefficient, as if it's not meant to be there at all. For some reason, as Naruto looks at Kakashi and looks around the entire room, he's still confused, of course, bear in mind. And the third Hokage is trying to explain to Naruto he's got the Rinnegan. All this knowledge, all this information from his eyes begin to pour in. Naruto begins to soak everything up. He didn't realize before, he was just a confused kid walking with Iruka. And so, as Naruto is really now starting to take it in, things are starting to change for him dramatically. the third Hokage realizes that yes, this is the Rinnegan. Yes, this Naruto has some godly power, and it of course spreads to the village. Kakashi looks at Naruto and he goes, "What are you looking at, Naruto?" Naruto goes, "That thing in your eye." And he goes, "You can see that." And Naruto goes, "Yes, it's not meant to be there." And Kakashi is about to tell Naruto, "Well," and then Naruto goes, "What I mean to say is," Naruto walks over there, unintentionally not knowing what to do. He places his hand on Kakashi's head, and unintentionally using the Rinnegan, Naruto deduces that, through Kakashi's mind that the Sharingan itself just drains his entire chakra whenever overusing it. Kakashi's just shocked that Naruto knows this. And Naruto goes, "I can possibly figure out a way to help you." And everyone just, like, Kakashi and the third Hokage says, "What?" They're so confused, like, "What?" But anyway, after now knowing that this is the Rinnegan, the third Hokage begins to treat Naruto differently. And so does Kakashi. Well, not much Kakashi, but the third Hokage. Danzo hears about this and he's intrigued and he wants them. But knowing the third Hokage, he has Naruto protected. 100%. So from here on, Naruto goes to the academy. When everyone finds out Naruto has these eyes, they're even more scared of him and revere him, because they know, those that know about the Rinnegan know that it has godly properties. The last person that had the Rinnegan was the sage himself, the one that created the moon, the most powerful being in the world, the god of ninju, pretty much. So in all fairness, they kind of revere Naruto and dislike him kind of still, because of the Nine-Tails, blah blah blah. So Naruto is weirded out by the change in everyone, especially the third Hokage, but hey, he takes it. Now what goes down is Naruto's life pretty much continues. He's still an idiot. He doesn't know how to master chakra still. The Nine-Tails still interferes with his chakra. And speaking of the Nine-Tails, when the Nine-Tails sees that Naruto has the Rinnegan, he's both happy and scared at the same time, because he's unsure if this is the reincarnation of the old man. He's unsure if this little boy will do what Madara did and take control of him so easily. Like, he's confused. So the Nine-Tails, for the time being, stays quiet within Naruto. He doesn't say nothing, doesn't send out chakra. He stopped cracking the cage the moment he saw that Naruto has the Rinnegan. So from there, Naruto's story is relative. Just, he's got the Rinnegan. And so when he's put to the academy, he's still a fool. He just is a fool that sees everything, and he's starting to realize that he's a fool. And so Naruto begins to change that. And throughout the academy, Naruto begins to become better, until the point where he gets pretty good in his class. And then when they get to put into their classrooms, or their classes themselves, Naruto is still paired with Sasuke and Sakura. And why I say that is because Naruto has the Rinnegan, Sasuke has the Sharingan, Kakashi has the Sharingan. Pretty useful pair to have three of them in the same team in a sense. And Sakura is just a fill-in guinea. Now, people ask me why didn't I add Hinata in the group, because she has a dojutsu. Just for the what-if reasons. Yeah, Hinata will be good, but I want to save her part. You'll continue. You'll get it. But anyway, as Naruto is put into Team 7, he meets Kakashi again for the second time. And from there, they go to the roof. Kakashi asks everyone their dreams. Sasuke, he wants to kill someone, as he normally does. Sakura, she's confused because she's absolutely head over heels with Sasuke. But Naruto over here is apparently like a living god, so she's confused. Kakashi looks at Naruto, and Naruto goes, well, I want to achieve the greatest thing that ever is to achieve in the village. And he goes, what is that, Naruto? Become the Hokage. And Kakashi's eyes open wide, because he knew that was Naruto's parents' main goal, to become Hokage and do good as Hokage. So, as Naruto and them all on the roof, Kakashi states that they're going to be doing a test. Now bear in mind, Naruto only recently awoken the Rinnegan. He barely understands the function. He didn't even use the multi-shadow clone jutsu, because he activated the Rinnegan. So this Naruto, despite being Rinnegan user, he has no real talent with it. Okay guys, just so you know. He's Naruto with a Rinnegan, like a little child with a loaded machine gun, okay guys? Or a bazooka. That's pretty much what Naruto is. And so he doesn't know what he's doing. And so Naruto goes back home, he sees that everyone's watching him, like, but he understands the third Hokage's thing. And so Naruto goes back and he begins to, do what he normally does without shadow clones. At home though, he begins to practice the multi-shadow clone jutsu, to which he absolutely succeeds the first time. Not realizing though that even though the Nine-Tails messes up his chakra, the Rinnegan itself balances out his ability to use chakra in a sense where it's just he's able to do so, okay? And so when Naruto does the multi-shadow clones, at first time he does it and he makes 200 of them immediately. That fills up his room. They appear all outside his house, all around, and Naruto's like, oops. He releases the jutsu, but before he releases the jutsu, he realizes that he saw like 200 different things in different areas, or 100 different things, because he's seeing through 200 different eyes. Come on. He's seeing stupidly everywhere, ridiculously. And so as Naruto was confused at the time he released the jutsu, he didn't quite realize that he was seeing through all the eyes, okay? He didn't realize the first time. Naruto was going to practice that again, but he heard a knock from the door, telling Naruto, is he okay? Naruto was kind of weirded out by the knock, and he was like, he's fine. Not used to people checking up on him. It kind of annoys him. And so Naruto goes back to sleep, and he wakes up for the next day. Listening to Kakashi and not eating any food, Naruto arrives at the training area, but this time Kakashi's already there. He's not pondering anything of the work of life. Kakashi's got a mission, and his mission is to test Naruto, to push Naruto, because despite Naruto having these godly eyes, he is nothing without any training. And what I mean is, talent without training can go so far. That's all it is. So Kakashi is waiting there. Sasuke, Sakura appear after Naruto, and he begins to talk about the test. He pulls out a couple of bells and tells them, you guys have to retrieve these bells. If you guys retrieve these bells, you pass the test and you go on to become my Genie team, Team 7. But if you fail to obtain these bells, you will not only go back to the academy, but I will tie you to this stump. Bear in mind, there's 2 bells. But he doesn't say that. He puts the bells down, and Naruto goes. Naruto is the one who deduces that he goes. So if we fail to get one of the bells, so if 2 bells get taken, what about the third one? Kakashi goes, the third one. Well, you see, if you fail to retrieve one, if one of you failed to retrieve a bell, you'll be tied to that post. And Naruto's like, oh, okay. And so Kakashi, after explaining everything, he tells them, are you guys ready? Naruto looks at Sasuke, but Sasuke does not care about Naruto. Not at all. It annoys him that Naruto has been worshipped as this god, even though he's a stupid idiot. And so as Naruto winks at Sasuke has ignored him, Kakashi goes, go. Naruto rushes in, thinking that he's got some advantage letting it go to his head, because sometimes people look at him as a god. Naruto rushes in and goes to throw a punch at Kakashi. However, Kakashi sees the punch, throws Naruto away, and instantly goes to kick him. But what happens is Naruto manages to catch the kick, because his Rinnegan allows him to see things slow motion, and he flips over, jumps on Kakashi's leg, and he goes to jump at Kakashi again, but Kakashi grabs him and throws him away. Naruto realizing that Kakashi is really fast. Despite Naruto having Rinnegan and being able to see really quickly and react quickly, Kakashi is really fast. Naruto goes, no doubt. And so as Naruto lands, Sasuke appears over him and gets into a heated taijutsu battle with Kakashi. It is really good. Kakashi is quite surprised at how good this kid is. And as Sasuke's hand gets caught by Kakashi, and Kakashi stops the kick, Naruto appears right in front of Kakashi and throws another punch. Kakashi moves Sasuke in the way, and Naruto's punch collides with Sasuke's back, sending Sasuke flying into a tree. And what happens is Kakashi instantly tries to grab Naruto, but because Naruto is able to perceive it, he manages to land, lean back, grab Kakashi's hand, flip over and throw Kakashi back. Kakashi lands, hits the ground, gets up, and weaves hand signs, and Kakashi, without hesitating, goes Fire Star, Fireball Jutsu, shoots a fireball at Naruto. Naruto remembered every hand sign Kakashi did and the chakra nature. Without hesitating and an instinct, Naruto's hands begin to weave the same fire style jutsu that Kakashi did. And as Naruto stops, he breathes in deeply and he says, Fire style, Fireball Jutsu. But when Naruto shoots the Fireball Jutsu at Kakashi, it is 10 times bigger. And Kakashi's like, what the? Jumps out of the way, hits the trees behind him and explodes massively. Kakashi looks at Naruto, and Naruto reads it again and shoots another one. And this is when Kakashi does Earth Style, Mud Wall Jutsu. Does the Mud Wall Jutsu and it blows the entire Earth Style away. And Kakashi was waiting for this. He was like, how did he? Kakashi jumps out of the way and Naruto begins to shoot another one. Boom, boom. He shoots 3, 4, 5 consecutive shots after another. And all Sasuke can do is get up and watch as Naruto is pushing Kakashi back. Kakashi jumps back and he manages to jump in the water. When Naruto shoots another fireball jutsu, Kakashi in an instant does a massive water style jutsu. It's not a water dragon jutsu, it's just a massive water style jutsu. And it blocks the attack that Naruto throws at him. Kakashi throws the kunai at Naruto. Naruto is able to catch it, but he doesn't see Kakashi appear right behind him. And grab Naruto and pin him down and holds Naruto on the ground. He goes, you got some extreme talent, kid. I must say, I've never seen someone produce a fireball jutsu at your age that big before. I can see why they talk you up, Naruto. Sasuke appears instantly and shoots a fireball jutsu at Kakashi. Kakashi sees this because he's almost being shot at point blank range. He gets hit by it, and Naruto smiles and reaches out and goes to reach for the bell. But what happened is this Kakashi turns into a substitution. It disappears. Naruto says, what? And Sasuke goes, what the? And they both look at each other. Naruto gets up and he's like, ah. Thanks, Sasuke. And Sasuke goes, whatever. Where does he go, Naruto? Naruto looks around and he instantly sees Kakashi. Naruto, there he is. He begins to weave hand signs again. And Sasuke together. Both Naruto and Sasuke do it together. They do fire style, fireball jutsu. Sasuke shoots his fireball jutsu. Kakashi jumps out of the way and Naruto shoots his fireball jutsu. So Kakashi knew this was going to happen and he utilized the fireball jutsu of his own to explode and deflect him from Naruto's. And as it enters the ground, he rushes at Naruto. Both Naruto and Sasuke, for now, begin to look at each other and realize the predicament they're in. They instantly realize to work as a team. They fight together in unison, Naruto watching all of Sasuke's movements and Kakashi, not realizing that he's put into action everything he's seen. All of Kakashi's movements from the beginning, Naruto has been copying, mimicking, becoming muscle memory. All the movements that Sasuke's been doing, copying, mimicking, muscle memory. So when Naruto and Sasuke begin to fight with Kakashi, Kakashi actually has some ensemble feelings, as if it's like him and Guy fighting someone. They both can trust each other's movements. That's what it is. Sasuke, from going from not wanting to fight with Naruto to feeling pleasure and happiness knowing that Naruto can fight with them, both of them complementing each other. Naruto doing openings where Sasuke can do kicks, Sasuke doing movements to throw Kakashi off to make Naruto land a punch, all those sort of things. It gets to the point where Naruto and Sasuke corner Kakashi. Naruto does a massive mud wall jutsu behind Kakashi, which throws him off, and Sasuke does a fireball jutsu. Kakashi gets backed into a corner again, which shocks him. And as he puts a mud wall up, Naruto breaks through the wall and grabs the bells, but Kakashi grabs his hands, slams him into his mud wall, and he jumps away, only to have Sasuke appear right by him, grabbing one of the bells and pulling it. Kakashi kicks Sasuke in the back of the head, and Sasuke's hand releases it. Kakashi catches the bells, and Sasuke hits the ground. Naruto kind of gets irritated at this, seeing Sasuke get hurt, and without even thinking, Naruto opens his hands. His eyes instantly flicker, not between any other color, just they enhance, if you guys understand the series. Naruto stares intently, opens his hand, Kakashi gets instantly frozen on the spot, and Naruto pulls him straight towards him, and Naruto slams his hand to the ground. Kakashi gets pulled in mid-air towards Naruto, and Naruto slams him face first into the ground. And Kakashi's like, what the? Naruto's like visibly kind of angry, until Sasuke gets up. Naruto releases it, and he looks at Sasuke. Sasuke, you're right. And he goes, yeah, I'm fine, Naruto. And Kakashi gets up. He's actually visibly hurt from this almighty pull. Naruto not only pulled him in, but slammed him onto the ground face first. His body unable to move. Kakashi gets up. He's like, what the hell was that? I never felt that before. Naruto, remembering the feeling that he just had, he tries to focus on it one more time. And as he puts his hand up, Kakashi looks at Naruto. But instead of Naruto focusing on Kakashi, he does it small. And as he's focused, he starts to get a headache. But what ends up going down is the two bells lift up from Kakashi, and as he pulls them, Kakashi goes to grab them, but Sakura manages to run up and grab the two bells that are on the ground and run towards Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto kind of collapses on the ground, one knee. Sasuke's still kind of injured from Kakashi's kick, and Sakura rushes over to the bells. Kakashi smiles, and he falls over because he's in pain from Naruto's attack. Bear in mind, if Naruto didn't do that move, or unintentionally see Sasuke get hurt, Kakashi would have owned them both. So what ended up happening is when Kakashi finally gets up, because yeah, that almighty pull did do some damage, he looks at Naruto. Kakashi's like, he's getting healed by the village healers. He's like, what happened? Naruto goes, I think you passed out, Kakashi sensei. Kakashi smiles and goes, yeah, now what do you think? No, duh, Naruto. And it's kind of funny. And Naruto goes, so, we beat the test, right? And Kakashi goes, yes, you guys did. And what happens is he tells Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, he's proud to say that they are part of Team 7. Despite Sakura not actually being a part of the team, she actually did something in the middle of the battle when Kakashi was not looking. She came and grabbed the bells at the right opportune time. Kakashi states that she still needs to work on her teamwork, but hey, she still came in at the right time. So Naruto and Sasuke happily shake each other's hand. They're excited. Sasuke smiles like he hadn't had this form of excitement before ever. Well, in a long time since Itachi. And Sakura is just happy to be in the group now, knowing what she knows. Kakashi informs the third Hokage what has transpired, and the third Hokage is quite pleased and shocked, you know. Note, no one outside the village knows that Naruto has the Rinnegan. So Jiraiya does not know that Naruto has the Rinnegan. Not yet anyway. And not even Nagato or Obito. No one knows outside of Konoha that Naruto has the Rinnegan. And so when they begin to do their 2.5 month to 3 month training regimen, or their D rank missions, the third Hokage begins to put Naruto through some form of regimen in a sense of trying to help him control his chakra. And so Naruto begins to do some form of training with his chakra control over the time period. Even with Sasuke and Naruto brush up on their taijutsu non-stop. Even Naruto and Sasuke begin to kind of tutor Sakura into getting into fighting to help out because she needs to be there. They both explain. Sasuke kind of lets his guard down, not fully, but lets his guard down with Naruto. And so these next 2.5 to 3 months, Naruto and Sasuke become close as friends in a sense. More like rivals. More like really good rivals. Sakura is actually twice as strong than she would be in canon at this present time at the end of the 2.5 to 3 month D-rank mission trainings. Through this time though, Naruto has mastered wall walking, tree walking, and water walking on surfaces, only due to the fact that he saw Kakashi do it. So seeing Kakashi, Naruto can do it. And that goes to another thing. The third Hokage found out that Naruto can perform any jutsu he sees in front of him. And so the third Hokage presented in front of Naruto on his final, before the Tazuna Bridge arc happens, or the Land of Wave arc begins. Naruto is approached by the third Hokage the day before, and he tells Naruto, Naruto Uzumaki, come with me. Naruto's the Lord Third, and he goes with Naruto. They go out, they take a little walk, and as they're talking, Naruto goes, hey Gramps, have you changed towards me due to the fact that I have these Rinnegan? And he goes, to be honest Naruto, yes. And Naruto goes, what's so special about these eyes anyway? I'll explain to you, Naruto. It's like a legend, if you will. A long time ago, a powerful being known as the Sage of Six Paths created the moon, defeated the greatest beings. He was the one who even created the tail beast, the one that resides in you, Naruto. Naruto looks at the third Hokage and goes, what? And he goes, He is the father of ninjutsu, of the world, and it is said that his power was so mighty, nothing could come near him. You, Naruto, for some reason have that power. Your eyes is proof of that, Naruto. Kakashi explained to me that you pulled him in a form of anger when Sasuke got hurt towards him in mid-air and slammed him onto the ground without physically touching him. Or how about when you pushed Mizuki without even touching him, so far that trees collapsed on him. He almost died. His own fault, of course, Naruto, but it goes and begs the question, do you not see Naruto? And Naruto also the third Hokage, and he goes, yeah, I get you, Lord Third, I do. And he goes, the third Hokage goes, have you seen anything else strange? And Naruto goes, come to think of it, I can see everything around me and learn everything instantly. I can read things fast, everything to me is slow motion. And the third Hokage is taking this in. Naruto goes, oh, when I did the multi-shadow clone jutsu, I learnt from the scroll ceilings. By the way, I apologize to Lord Third. Lord Third looks at Naruto. And bear in mind they're walking, by the way, to a certain area. As the third Hokage goes to Naruto, Naruto explains that when he made the multi-shadow clone jutsu, he was able to see through all their eyes. It kind of confused him, and so Naruto stopped doing it. And the third Hokage goes, what? And he goes, yeah, I made 200 shadow clones, I think. And I just got so confused. And the third Hokage goes, you have shared visual link with your clones. That is unique, Naruto. And as Naruto and the third Hokage get to their destination, Naruto goes, oh, what are we doing here, Lord Third? And he goes, I have a mission for you tomorrow, Naruto. It's going to be an interesting one. And it may be good for you to practice. I will show you 5 different techniques, and with you, Naruto, if you can, please practice them while you're away. And as Naruto prepares to practice these techniques, he focuses and looks at the third Hokage. The third Hokage does a shadow clone and creates 4 shadow clones besides himself. There's 5 of them. And as he stands in front of Naruto, he goes, Naruto Uzumaki, this is my one and only training lesson I give to you. Alright, Naruto? And so, as Naruto sits and prepares himself to watch in awe and in amazement, Naruto smiles. So after the third Hokage makes the clones, he begins to weave hand signs. Each of them begin to do individual elemental hand signs. One of them does the earth style, the other one does the air style, or wind style. One of them does the water style, the other one does fire style, and one of them does the lightning style. Each of them are just visual and early representation for Naruto to understand to do certain things. And Naruto seeing these different elemental chakra and jutsus, Naruto sees them and he begins to perform them. He summons 4 other shadow clones. And summoning 4 other shadow clones, Naruto has now 4 extra visional sights besides his own one. Or he has all visional sights, makes no sense. But they're all shared link and Naruto can see all of them. And when Naruto begins to perform the same thing the third Hokage does, he does a little earth style jutsu, which lifts him up. He does a water style jutsu that summons water around him. He does a fire style jutsu that begins to encode things in fire. He does an air style jutsu that he begins to build up wind chakra around him. And he does a lightning style jutsu with lightning chakra around him as well. So after Naruto performing this in front of the third Hokage dispels all the shadow clones, towards Naruto does the same thing. And he walks past Naruto, he looks at Naruto and he goes, he smiles at Naruto and goes, your parents will be very proud of you. Naruto walks away and he goes, my parents. The third Hokage breathes out a sigh and goes, I'm sorry, Naruto, that I never told you this. But your father was Minato Namikaze, most notably known as the 4th Hokage, the yellow flash of the leaf. Naruto's will just stops. He goes, what? And he goes, your father was the 4th Hokage, Naruto. And as the third Hokage explains further to Naruto, he also explains Naruto's mother was Kushina Uzumaki, an outsider that was brought to the village to be the first Jinchuriki before him, or the Jinchuriki before him. And Naruto's like, what? And yeah, he explains everything. Naruto is visibly annoyed, but when he finds out that his parents sacrificed themselves to save him and the village, Naruto smiles, he wipes his tears away. He looks at the third Hokage and goes, you know what, Gramps, thank you so much for that. I really needed that. Now that I know my father was the 4th Hokage, and he is my absolute goal to beat, you've now set it to a point where I'm going to not only beat him, but live up through his, well, he can live through my memory, well, vice versa. Naruto sits there, I'm confused, Lord Third, and he goes, it's alright, Naruto, time to go home now. Naruto goes, thank you, Lord Third. Naruto begins to run away, and what ends up going down is Danzo walks out and he goes, that was quite interesting of you, Hiruzen. And he goes, Danzo. And he walks over to the third Hokage and he goes, special treatment to the boy. And he goes, no, not special treatment, just, you know, a hunch. Danzo looks at the third Hokage, goes, a hunch. And then the third Hokage goes away, he goes, above all circumstances, no circumstances at all, Danzo, you will not touch Naruto. Danzo looks at the third Hokage and third Hokage looks right at Danzo. All your organizations, Root will stay away from Naruto Uzumaki. And as they look at each other and have like a silent pause, Danzo looks down and goes, very well. He turns away and walks away. He grits his teeth knowing that the third Hokage is now on the scene, and any plans that he thought he did have or anything he was going to have is being watched by the third Hokage, so he can't do nothing. So Naruto walks home happily that he has just learned all these stuff, and he goes home and sleeps, thinking about his mum, his dad, everything. And this is when Naruto gets like not a vision, but a sort of goes into a trance. Naruto lies down, and as he lies down, he wakes up in a pool of water in his mind. Bear in mind he's in his mind, okay guys? And as Naruto gets up, he's like, huh? Where am I? He's hearing dripping of water everywhere. And at first, this beam was going to talk to him with an old school tone. But knowing this kid's an idiot, he walks over in the shadows. Well, not walks over, pretty much hovers over. He's like, come now, bearer of my power. Naruto's like, huh? Who is that? He turns around and he sees a humongous cage in front of him. Naruto's like, what the hell is that? And because of the Rinnegan, he's able to see the Nine Tails behind the cage. But the Nine Tails does not come out in any form of anger. He stays behind the cage, quietly, sitting there. So you managed to get this far, right, kid? I don't blame you, nor did I not expect any less from you. Naruto's like, who are you? He goes, I am the Nine-Tailed Fox the old man told you about. Naruto goes, very interesting, but not who I'm talking about. The Nine-Tails, like he was oblivious. The Nine-Tails turned, and then in shock, the Nine-Tails froze in the spot. He's like, old man. And what happens? Naruto turns, and the old man looks at Naruto and goes, I am Hagoromo Otsutsuki. I am the father of Ninshu. Naruto and Hagoromo look at each other, and Naruto goes, me and you have the same eyes. And he goes, quick-witted. He goes, yes, you are the bearer of my power, Naruto. A great evil is coming. My mother foreseen it for years. I don't know what it is. I can't stay on this plane for too long. All I know, Naruto, is the world needs to be ready. I never interfered before, but now is the time I can. You bear the power and the weight of the world on your shoulders, Naruto Uzumaki. And then before the Sage's sixth path disappears, he looks right at Kurama and goes, don't dishearten Kurama. This kid will unlock your true power sooner than you think. And as Hagoromo disappears, Naruto's like, what? And the Nine-Tails like, Jesus, he's like, oh man, no, don't. And as Hagoromo disappears, Naruto wakes up. He's like, what was that? He sits up, He's breathing, panting, and he looks outside. It's daylight, and Naruto's late for his mission. Naruto rushes out of that room. He's like, oh no, didn't eat. He's running through his house, everything. He makes shadow clones, and they begin to eat food and try to gather everything. Naruto rushes out, and when he jumps out, he jumps a little bit too far. And Naruto's like, whoa, I'm gonna. And Naruto unintentionally, before he hits the ground, he catches himself, quite literally floating in midair. People see this, they're like, whoa. And what happens is Shikamaru's like, Naruto? Naruto's like, Shikamaru? Choji's like, Naruto! What are you doing floating? And then Shikamaru's like, Naruto, you're floating! Naruto's like, yeah, I am floating. Naruto hits the ground straight away, like, and they're confused. Naruto's like, alright, I'm late, sorry! Naruto rushes straight away to the Hokage's office. Kakashi's like, he should be here. Sasuke's like, where the hell is that idiot? And Sakura's like, it must be a reason. Naruto appears and goes, Naruto Uzumaki, reporting for duty. Sorry, Lord Third. For some reason, I overslept. And the third Hokage was like, well, welcome, Naruto. Your tardiness will be excused for the moment. The third Hokage thinking, oops, I kept Naruto up too late, too long, and he used too much chakra. My bad. So the third Hokage thinks it's his fault that Naruto's late. And so from there, Naruto's journey on the Land of Wave arc proceeds. It begins. In comes Tazuna, but this time Tazuna does not berate the team. Third Hokage tells Tazuna that Naruto is special. And when Tazuna sees Naruto, he sees it. But then he goes, could be fake. I don't know. And so the mission proceeds similar but not. Naruto is walking and Sasuke goes, so why were you late, Naruto? And Naruto goes, I don't know. I had this really vivid dream. I'm not sure if it was a dream, but I closed my eyes, and then I opened my eyes, and it was the day. And Sasuke's like, huh? Kakashi's listening in the back, and Naruto's like, yeah, I don't know. Naruto's hand behind his head. He's like, this old man. He had eyes like me. But the dream was blurry. Like, the sounds came in and out. I heard a name. Hagoromo? Kurama? Weight on my shoulders? Everything's just a blur at the moment. But I know it's important, Sasuke. Sasuke looks at Naruto and it's like, yeah, it must be important for you, dummy, to forget. And Naruto's like, come on! They look at each other, and Sakura's like, well, you are forgetful, Naruto. Not you too, Sakura! They look at each other and laugh. And as they're laughing, what happens is, Sasuke and Naruto aim with Sakura. They act like they didn't notice that the puddle was there. And when the two demon brothers came out to attack, what ended up going down was all three Team 7 members were on guard. Sakura jumped by Tazuma. Sasuke immediately attacked one of the demon brothers, and Naruto also attacked one of the demon brothers. But because of their skill, they actually managed to put up a slightly decent taijutsu combat of a fight against them, until Sasuke had enough and instantly broke one of the demon brother's arms, flips him over, and kicks him in the face. Naruto immediately stops the demon brother, instantly kicks him up. As the demon brother goes to attack Naruto, Naruto weaves hand aside and goes, Earth Style, Mud War Jutsu, puts it up, and as the demon brother comes up, the Mud War hits him straight in the face, flinging him in the air, and Naruto jumps up in the air, and instantly goes, Water Style, Water Ball Jutsu, boom, shoots a massive Water Ball Jutsu at the demon brother, and he hits the ground with lots of water all over him, completely unconscious. Naruto lands, Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura look at each other, all three of them fist bump. Tazuma's like, whoa, good on you kids. Kakashi's like, I never needed to do nothing. If this is what Minato Sensei felt like? Kakashi's kind of smiling. And what happens is Naruto picks up one of the demon brothers, but because Sasuke's been practicing in secret, Sasuke picks up one of the demon brothers and he activates his Sharingan right in front of Naruto, which Naruto is visibly impressed, so is Kakashi. And Sasuke instantly puts the fellow under a weak genjutsu, but it works at least. Naruto seeing this, he's like, I'll give it a go. Because the demon brother resists it, but Naruto sees how Sasuke put chakra in his eyes and performed the genjutsu. Naruto's like, that's how it works. Let me give it a go. Naruto picks up the demon brother, looks right into his eyes and he goes, tell me everything. Boom! Naruto fixes his eyes at him and he tells them everything. Sasuke grits his teeth, but then also looks at him and goes, you're a cheater. Your eyes are cheating. You're a cheater. Naruto's like, come on. And Sasuke goes, whatever. Kinda hurt, but fightings are funny because even though Sasuke has a lot of hate for Itachi, thanks to Naruto and being how Naruto is and this godly power that's around him, Sasuke for the first time feels safe. And like a kid again, like how Itachi made him feel. So that's why this Sasuke is reacting differently. And so when they get all the information from the demon brothers that Gato's men hired them, that there's another two assailants out there called Zabuza and Haku. Well, didn't give the full information, but said there's other people out there. Team 7 and Kakashi, they go on guard and they talk. And Naruto goes, well, I want to continue on a mission. What about you, Sasuke? Sasuke, hell yeah. Sakura? Sakura's like, yeah, well, why not? Kakashi's like, okay, then we'll continue. But keep on your guard. Naruto goes, we'll do, Kakashi-sensei. They all agree, yo! And they begin to proceed on. As they're going, Naruto sees something before Kakashi does. And as he sees it, he's like, Kakashi-sensei. But before it happens, the mist appears. Sorry, no, not the mist appears. A massive blade flies in the air and lands on a tree. And a person lands upon that tree. And as he turns, he instantly projects his killing intent to Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto, Kakashi, and Tazuma. It doesn't affect Kakashi at all. Tazuma is quite intimidated. Sakura is very intimidated. Sasuke is nervous and intimidated. Naruto, however, sees past this. At first, he was scared, but it wasn't that the Rinnegan gave him a sense of cockiness or overconfidence, but Naruto could see everything. And as Zabuza sees that, he jumps in between them. First, he does the hidden mist jutsu towards Naruto learns straight away by watching, and then he appears in between Naruto, all the team. And as he goes to attack Naruto, pulls out a kunai. He looks at Sasuke and looks at Sakura. Sakura immediately pushes Tazuma back. Sasuke instantly jumps out of the way. Naruto turns the kunai and is about to stop the massive executioner blade, but Kakashi comes and shows them why he is their sensei. He gets into a mean taijutsu battle, but unfortunately for Kakashi the idiot, he underestimates Zabuza and gets caught in a water prison jutsu on the water. Naruto watched everything, all the jutsus that are performed in front of him, and Naruto looks at Sasuke and he gives Sasuke the nod. They begin to battle. Well, Naruto proceeds to get in there by doing the water style jutsu, water ball jutsu, and shoots a water ball. Not a water bullet, like a water ball. Same kind of force, but it's a big version, not a little version, okay? because of then, I'll just say water style massive water bullet jutsu. Naruto shoots it and Zabuza is able to dodge it, and he's quite impressed. Zabuza makes a water clone jutsu to go to attack Naruto. Naruto slams the ground, making a water clone jutsu on himself, which have the shared Rinnegan. Naruto can see, and it throws him off balance immediately. Naruto gets kicked by the water clone. Naruto gets back up and looks around, and his water clones get destroyed by Zabuza, the real Zabuza. And the fake Zabuza clone is about to attack Naruto, but Sasuke comes in, shoots a fireball jutsu at the back of it, jumps around, goes, "You get your guard down, idiot." Naruto goes, No, the shadow clones confused me. And he goes, "Stop relying on the shadow clones." And Naruto goes, he gets up and looks at, Zabuza, or the water clone anyway, and goes, "Ready, Sasuke? Ready!" Naruto instantly rushes at the water clone, jumps over, kicks the sword up. Sasuke immediately trips the legs. Kakashi is holding his breath as bad as he can, and Zabuza is just watching and laughing as these kids are about to get killed. But what happens is Sasuke instantly turns around, kicks and chucks a kunai, which the clone is able to dodge, but not fast enough for Naruto to grab it, spin around and stab it right in the head, destroying it immediately right in front of Zabuza. And as Naruto does this, he grabs Sasuke has a demon wind shuriken, and Naruto does a shadow clone transformation only on one. Okay, he does it on one. This is the first time he's doing it. Doing this transformation. But as he does so, Sasuke chucks the Demon Wind Shuriken, which makes Zabuza jump off. And what happens is the next Demon Wind Shuriken comes, which forces him to pull his hands out. Well, it actually doesn't. But Naruto appears after that Demon Wind Shuriken, hits the water, Naruto slaps the water. And in slapping the water, it does a massive chakra surge, throwing Zabuza off. But what happens is Zabuza didn't see that Sasuke chucked, a kunai, stabbing Zabuza right in the shoulder, forcing his hand out. Zabuza like, "What the?" And what happens is Naruto's clone instantly uses a massive fire-style fireball jutsu. Zabuza has to instantly jump out of the way. Kakashi's already out of the water, and he lands back on land. Zabuza lands on land, and this is when Kakashi, and this is where they enter into mean-ass water-style bloody with their hands jutsu. And Naruto's watching everything, learning everything. Water-style water dragon jutsu, water-style water surge jutsu. He learned everything. And as Kakashi beats Zabuza and is about to do the about to kill him with the Chidori, Haku comes and chucks a Sinbon through Zabuza's neck. By this time, Naruto has used a bit of his chakra, to be honest, and is quite tired a little bit because he's not as experienced. That kick that clone gave him kind of threw him off a lot, and Naruto understands his flaws and practice the way he needs to do. And so Naruto didn't see that Zabuza was still alive. Okay. Instead, they listen to Haku, and Haku takes Zabuza away, thinking that he's dead. Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, all of them go back. Kakashi's drained, and from there they begin their training regimen for the next month or so, until Kakashi heals and Zabuza finishes the bridge. Now, when it comes to the training regimen, this is where a lot of things change. Sakura gets put through her courses much more easier because Naruto and Sasuke can teach her much easier. She's way more confident now. By this time of the story, she's 3 times stronger than what she would be. She has a better grasp of taijutsu, and this is where they work on Sakura becoming much more effective, being part of the team and incorporating fighter styles. And Naruto tells Sasuke, because he can already walk on trees and walls now, Sakura's already practiced there and mastered it in the first day. And so this is when they all talk and discuss upon working on their benefits, and this is where Kakashi says that Sakura would be a really powerful genjutsuist, person that can do genjutsu. And Naruto goes, that's pretty interesting. And so Kakashi tells Naruto that he's going to work with her with the genjutsu. And they're fine with that. And so Sakura learns some small illusion casting, not had a mist jutsu, of course, no. More like a form of disorientation when people walk into a certain zone, people think that they've been attacked by illusions. Sakura learns illusions for now. Naruto and Sasuke, however, Sasuke in particular, focuses on his Sharingan control. Now, Sasuke practices it non-stop upon keeping the Sharingan active as long as he can while he fights, pushing himself day in, day out. And with Naruto, he goes through the similar type of training, but working on using his clones. And he wants to learn how to master or learn how to do those things, those beginning signs to lightning style, fighting style that the third Hokage taught him, and everything that Kakashi and Zabuza showed him. So Naruto's going through a lot of things. So what happened is Naruto overpushed himself so much so that he accidentally learned how to do the almighty push again, and almighty pull at the same time, where he actually grabbed the rock, pulled it and pushed it away. But he used a lot of Naruto's chakra because he didn't actually wasn't prepared for it, and he hit the ground really exhausted and he fell asleep. Around this time, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, and Tazuna are on the bridge fighting Zabuza. Well, not yet, but they're on the bridge at this least time anyway. Haku appears to Naruto, and the conversation continues the same, much like in canon, all the way up until the point where Haku reveals that he's a female. No, he's a man, guys. He's a man. We all know that he's a man. Yeah, Haku disappoints Naruto, and from there, the story pretty much continues. Naruto, in all essence, he makes it to Tazuna on the bridge, where he sees Kakashi fighting Zabuza, and he sees Sasuke fighting a masked man. Naruto's like, Zabuza's alive, and looks at Haku and sees Sasuke getting pretty much pressed. Naruto without hesitation jumps to the mirror and smashes in his way in, and sees that Sasuke's fighting this guy in mirrors. And as this guy's jumping around, Sasuke throwing ice shards and everything like that, Naruto's like, hey, weren't you the person that said that Zabuza's dead, blah, 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 all that stuff. And Haku says nothing, just continues to attack Naruto and Sasuke. But because Naruto's Rinnegan are really, really powerful, he's able to dodge all of Haku's attacks and deflect. Sasuke's Sharingan has been used to being activated, but not being pushed to the degree of speed. And technically Naruto has either. So as Haku begins to continuously mix flurries of attacks towards Naruto and Sasuke slowly but surely become desperate. Naruto is trying to find an opening, but every time he attacks, the mirrors disappear and come back. So Naruto says, Sasuke, get down. Naruto weaves a massive fireball jutsu. Boom! He shoots his version of fireball, and it completely blows up nearly all the mirrors. But Haku was able to recover immediately and put the mirrors back up. And Naruto goes, you might not be able to do this for too long. Naruto does another one. Boom! Boom! Shoots like 3 or 4 of them, blowing up the entire the ice dome or ice prison. Zabuza seeing this, they're like, what the hell? I mean, Kakashi's actually, they're all caught off guard by the shockwave. But this is not good for Kakashi, because he gets hit by the explosive shockwave much more closer than Zabuza. In doing so, it leaves Kakashi open to Zabuza kicking Kakashi and almost dropping the executioner blade right through Kakashi's shoulder. But what ends up happening is, as Naruto does the last explosion, he manages to see that Kakashi is about to die. By the attack, Naruto opens his hand up and he's distracted for a brief moment. And in his distraction, Sasuke jumps in the way of Haku, shooting a massive ice spike right through Naruto, or multiple ice shards at Naruto. Naruto grabs Kakashi. He grabs Kakashi using his almighty pull and pulls Kakashi out of the way, and at the same time he pushes Zabuza onto a tree, which actually breaks the tree on top of Zabuza, cracking the executioner blade, stabbing him in his leg. And as Naruto does this, Naruto notices something behind him. He turns around and he sees that Sasuke has spikes all over his body, saving Naruto when his guard was down. Naruto's like, Sasuke! He grabs him, but this time Naruto still, he kind of lost a lot of chakra doing that move to save Kakashi. He hits the ground holding Sasuke, and Sasuke goes, you left your guard down, you idiots! Coughs out blood, and Naruto's like, no, Sasuke, you can't. He goes Naruto, don't stop, Naruto. Get stronger. And Naruto's beginning to cry, Sasuke, no! And as Naruto's starting to get angry, the Naruto goes, I can help him, Naruto. Naruto's like, huh? Enters into the mindscape. He goes, place your hand on the water, Naruto. I can give you some chakra to heal Sasuke's wounds. Naruto goes, why would you help me? Naruto goes, you do not remember this, but the old man spoke the truth. You are his living will. To think that I'll see you as his reincarnation is just confusing. And Naruto's like, what? He's so confused. And he goes, place your hand in the water, Naruto. You don't have time. He's going to die. And Naruto goes, oh, right. Naruto places his hands in the water, and the Nine-Tails chakra comes out. The red chakra hits his hand, and as Naruto's eyes open up, what ends up going down is a red Nine-Tails eyes appear on his Rinnegan in the middle, pretty similar to what happens to Naruto. And what happens is his hand turns red, the chakra envelops Sasuke. Sasuke opens his eyes, and the chakra rages on his body, throwing out all the chakra spikes, well, the ice shards out of Sasuke's body, healing his wound. Naruto leaving some of the chakra, and Sasuke gets up, having this massive amount of chakra explode out of him. He opens his eyes, he's so angry. So Sasuke immediately shoots out, using all the remaining chakra he has, and focuses on where Haku jumps. Sasuke, using his power boost briefly, shoots the biggest fireball jutsu he ever did, and he managed to break a mirror, catching Haku off guard. And Ninetales goes, "Use the remaining chakra now, Naruto." Naruto lifts his hand up and he does like a form of almighty push, blows the shards away, and as Haku falls out of the mirrors, Naruto grabs him using the almighty pull before he runs out of chakra. Naruto punches his hand to the ground, slamming Haku into the ground, killing him immediately. And Naruto hits the ground, Sasuke hits the ground, they're both looking at each other. Sasuke goes, "What was that, Naruto?" Naruto goes, "That was the Ninetales saying hello. By the way, good job on the eyes, Sasuke." Naruto hits the ground. "I'm tired." Sasuke goes, "Huh?" He doesn't realize, but Sasuke's Sharingan deactivated. He's now got 2 tomos in both his eyes. And he's run out of chakra too. The Ninetales smiles. Yeah. They both use the power appropriately. This will be interesting. And there's Sasuke and Naruto sitting there. Sakura has stayed by Gato. She's put on an illusion where she looks invisible, so no one can see where he's at. And when Naruto gets up and looks, he sees Kakashi shove the Executioner Blade full of lightning chakra right through Zabuza's chest, killing him immediately. And as Kakashi pulls the Executioner Blade out of Zabuza, the broken blade heals, and Kakashi states that this will be my weapon from now on. He puts the blade on his back and tells Zabuza. He looks at him because Kakashi and Zabuza had a pretty close moment, and Kakashi saw that when Zabuza saw Haku died, Zabuza was willing to die too. And so Kakashi tells Zabuza that he'll carry this on, he'll carry on as well. Naruto is looking at Kakashi and he figures it out. When he sees Kakashi, when it comes to his Sharingan, he now knows what he needs to do. But he's too tired for that. And so what happens is, as Zabuza's bleeding out and is dying, Naruto slowly gets up. The Ninetales gives Naruto a little bit more chakra to help him up, because Naruto is kind of disorientated. Naruto grabs Sasuke, they walk over to Sakura, because Sakura's like, "How did you know I was here, Naruto?" Rinnegan, "I can see you. You're pretty much standing there in plain sight." She giggles, she laughs, even Tarzan kind of laughs. Sasuke is like, "I have no energy for that." And Naruto places Sasuke down and he stands over, and this is when Gato's men comes. When Zabuza looks over, Gato puts Zabuza down and calling him worthless, him and Haku, and this actually gets under Kakashi's skin. This really does get under Kakashi's skin. And with the remaining chakra he has to stand, Kakashi, without hesitation, rushes in to fight Gato's men. But because Kakashi is heavily drained and tired, and not only that, still trying to recover from the fact that Naruto's multiple fireball due to explosions hurt his body, Kakashi is kind of sluggish and he gets stabbed 2 times in the battle. When Naruto sees this, he immediately, something snaps again in Naruto, and with the remaining chakra that he has to keep him conscious, Naruto rushes, he instantly body flickers over to all of them. He makes 4 shadow clones. Each of them immediately take out all the men. Naruto does 1 fire style fireball jutsu, water style waterball jutsu, earth style and does a mud wall behind them all, lightning style lightning clap jutsu, and wind style wind shuriken. So he does all the elements that the 3rd Hokage showed him in one order, killing everyone, save Kakashi. And with the Executioner Blade and Kakashi having his arm still injured, Kakashi with his last remaining arm, because his arm is injured, he stabs the Executioner Blade right through Gato's chest and pushes it straight through him, pinning him into the ground. Kakashi bends over. Naruto looks at him, gives him a thumbs up. Kakashi smiles at Naruto, and what happens is they're all done. The villagers come and grab Naruto and Kakashi and takes Team 7 back into the village, where they heal them and they prop the team so much. What's it called? The bridge is still called the Great Naruto Bridge. And this is when the legend of Naruto and the purple-eyed boy spreads throughout the world. And this is where the world slowly but surely finds out that Naruto Uzumaki has the Rinnegan. And so when Naruto and them bid farewell to Gato, Tazuna and the bridge and everything, they walk back and Kakashi states that despite everything, you guys did really well. And Naruto goes, "Before we go back, Kakashi-sensei, I have an idea." And he goes, "What's Naruto?" He goes, "Remember when I told you back in the village when I first saw you and I saw the Sharingan all those years ago? Well, not years ago, all that time ago?" And Kakashi goes, "Well, yes, Naruto." Naruto goes, "Come here, please. I think I have an idea." Naruto enters in his mind and he goes, "Hey, Ninetales." And he goes, "Yes, Naruto." Naruto smiles and goes, Could you please leave me a little bit of your chakra, please? There he goes. For what exactly, Naruto? He goes, I want to give a gift to Kakashi Sensei, and the only way I can do it is by utilizing your chakra, if that's okay. He said, Alright, Naruto. I will allow this. Put your hand in the water. I'll give you some of my chakra. Naruto places his hand in the water, and instantly his eyes open up, and his Rinnegan, it looked Rinnegan, but his eyes show the Naruto's eyes. Naruto's hands turn red. He places his hand on Kakashi's eyes, and what happens is Naruto floods chakra in, but he uses the Rinnegan to connect the Sharingan properly to Kakashi's proper Sharingan network, or network itself. Pretty much rewriting the Sharingan so it works properly with Kakashi and his chakra. And in doing so, Naruto releases all the chakra that Kurama gave disappeared immediately. And Kakashi looks at Naruto and opens his eyes. And when he opens his eyes, this is when we finish this. What if, guys? I hope you guys like this. Please like and subscribe, leave a comments down below. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you guys did. And I hope you continue to watch and support the channel, okay, guys? So note, 500 likes, guys, for this video. If you get 500 likes, I'll bring out part 2 right away, okay, guys? But yeah, as usual, guys, this is Dr. Kahu saying peace.